Hello team and family. We're working on opposites and absolute values of rational numbers. This is video number 1. It says at the top, water levels with respect to sea level, which has an elevation of 0, may be measured at beach tidal basins. Water levels below sea level are represented by negative numbers. The table shows the water level at a tidal basin at different times during a day. Graph the level for each time on the number line. So we're going to go ahead and graph these points. First one, time was 4 a.m. or letter A, it says 3.5. So I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3, and then go halfway, or 5/10, which always 5/10, and I can put over here, is equal to 1/2. So I need to go half the way in between 3 and 4. Put my point, and then put A. Next one, 2.5. 1, 2. 2.5 is in between 2 and 3. And put B. At noon, letter C is negative 0.5, so I go in between 0 and negative 1. Put my point right in between 0 and negative 1. Label it letter C. Negative 2.5. Go in between negative 2 and negative 3. Plot a point at halfway in between 2 and 3. Label that point D. And then last one, 0.5 or 5/10. Go in between 0 and 1. And put E. How do you know where to graph negative 0.5? Or negative 5/10. So I know that 5/10, like I set up here, is equal to 1/2. And then negative, I knew I needed to put it between, to put the point between 0 and negative 1. And it was right in the middle. It's half the way between. At what time or times is the level closest to sea level? How do you know? So closest to sea level, it says has an elevation of 0. So back when we go up here, in the bolded part at the top, it says sea level is at an elevation of 0. So I'm trying to figure out what two numbers are closest to 0. So it really looks like there's two, C and E. And they look like they're the same distance, or the same absolute value from 0. So C and D, so if I go back up here, not C and D, excuse me, C and E, those are my two times. Noon and 8 p.m. because they are closest to 0. Which point is located halfway between negative 3 and negative 2? So negative 3 and negative 2. Which point is located halfway between there? I see it's letter D is right in between negative 3 and negative 2, which is 4 p.m. Just point D. Which point is the same distance from 0 as D? So 2.5, that's how far it is from 0. So if I go 0 to 2.5 again, that puts me at letter B, which is the opposite distance from point D.